All right, let's talk about something that can cause a lot of stress for school founders, principals, and teachers, the CBSE Inspection Day. It often feels like this big, scary mystery, right? You're left wondering what on earth they're actually looking for. Well, today we're pulling back the curtain and demystifying the entire process for you step by step.
So let me just ask you straight up, for this really high-stakes day, do you feel ready? Genuinely ready? The anxiety is real, I get it. But you know what? It doesn't have to be that way. We're about to walk you through a clear roadmap that's going to help you tackle the day with a whole lot more confidence. So let's get right into it.
Here's our game plan. We're going to cover the whole journey, starting with the super important prep work you do before the team even shows up. Then, we'll talk about the moment they arrive, the deep dive they do into your documents and campus, the crucial academic quality check, and finally, what happens after they leave.
Okay, let's kick things off with Section 1, Before the Inspection. This is all about setting the stage for success. Because trust me, what you do before that team ever sets foot on your campus is absolutely make or break.
So you get that official email from CBSE with the date. It's go time. First things first, get every single document organized, file by file, in one specific room. Make sure your classrooms look sharp and the display boards are current. Check that your labs are fully stocked and ready to go, and that the library register is up to date. And of course, double and triple check all your fire and safety measures. The last piece of the puzzle, brief your team and your students, so everyone's on the same page.
And please, do not sleep on this prep phase. It's so important. The fact is, solid, thorough preparation is literally 50% of the work. It is half the battle won before the inspection day even starts.
Okay, so you've put in the hard work. You're prepped. Now it's the big day. Let's move into Section 2, The Team Arrives. This is all about making a great first impression and setting the right tone from the get-go.
So, who's going to walk through the door? Usually it's a team of 2 or 3 people. You'll likely have someone from the affiliation committee, a subject expert, and maybe an infrastructure expert. Now, here's a huge pro tip on how to greet them. Keep it simple, keep it professional. They're not looking for a big welcome ceremony with garlands and all that. The first step is just to verify their IDs and then politely escort them to the meeting room. That's it.
And that leads right into the opening meeting. This is a short, sharp session. The principal's job here is to present the school's heart and soul, its vision, its mission. You'll also give them a quick snapshot of the school's profile, student numbers, staff details, things like that. This really just sets the scene and helps the team map out their day.
Now we get to the real nitty-gritty. Section 3, the document and campus audit. Once that initial meeting is over, the team gets down to business, and they start by checking the very foundation of your school's existence.
And you can bet on it, they always start with the paperwork. This is probably one of the most critical parts of the entire inspection. So the team will settle into that room you've prepared and just start going through everything. They are guided by the CBSE affiliation bylaws, so they know exactly what they're looking for. They'll pore over your land documents, your society or trust registration, and all those non-negotiable safety certificates. Then they'll move on to the day-to-day stuff. Staff qualifications, salary records, your fee structure, admission records, and your school management committee details. Seriously, they look at everything.
All right, once they're satisfied with the documents, the team gets up and starts moving. It's time for the campus round.
During this walkthrough, they're hitting all the key spots. They'll pop into classrooms to check for things like proper lighting and ventilation. They'll inspect the labs, the library, the playground, the washrooms. They're also checking all your safety systems, your CCTV room, first aid station, and of course, they're making sure fire extinguishers and safety exits are all in place and clearly marked. They're looking for both quality and compliance here.
Okay, moving on to Section 4, the academic quality check. So, the paperwork checks out, the building is safe. But what about the learning? This is where the focus shifts to the very heart of your school, and for CBSE, this is a huge deal.
The first thing they'll do is classroom observation. An inspector will probably sit in on a couple of classes to see teaching happen in real time. They're watching for a few key things. Does the teacher know their subject inside and out? Are the students actually engaged? What kind of teaching methods are being used? And is English being used for communication? And here's a little tip. If your teachers are using activity-based learning, that's a massive plus in their book.
Next, they'll do a teacher interaction. This goes beyond just what happens in the classroom. The team will want to see the teacher's files. They're looking for organized lesson plans, clear assessment records, and proof that your teachers are continuing their own learning through training certificates. It's all about that behind-the-scenes professionalism.
And yes, the team will talk to students. But don't worry, it's not some high-pressure exam. They'll just ask some simple questions, maybe about a concept from the syllabus, or even just some general knowledge questions. Really, the goal isn't to test the kids. It's to get a vibe for the academic environment and to see for themselves that, yes, real learning is happening here.
When you think about it, everything they check, from the size of the classrooms to the books in the library to what's happening in a lesson, it all boils down to one simple idea. At the end of the day, their one and only goal is to make sure your school is totally ready and able to run the CBSE curriculum the way it's meant to be run.
And that brings us to the home stretch. Section 5, the final report and outcome. The tour is done, the last document has been seen. So, what happens now? Let's break down what to expect after the team heads out.
At the very end of the day, there's a quick closing meeting. The team might share some general observations or suggestions. Right after that, they upload their confidential report directly to the CBSE portal. Now, this is super important here. They will not tell you the final result on the spot. Then, the waiting game begins. It can take anywhere from 15 to 45 days before you see that official update online.
And when that update finally comes, it'll be one of three things. Best case, obviously, is approved. You could also get a deficiency letter, which just means they've flagged a few things that you need to fix. Or, in very rare cases, they might require a reinspection.
So here's the most important takeaway from all of this. This process isn't designed to trick you. The path to getting approved is actually pretty clear. If your documents are all in order and your campus meets all the requirements, a positive result is the most likely outcome. It's that simple.
And that's our complete tour of a CBSE inspection day. We've gone from the prep work to the day itself to the final result. So now that you've seen the entire roadmap laid out, I have a question for you. What's the very first thing you're going to work on? What's your number one priority?